First game of the slate today could be absolutely nuclear. Let's dig into it. Code Edge 25% off edgeboard.live. Let's talk. We're doing a little combo package today. To be honest, I'm kind of late, so I'm not going to review yesterday. And to be honest, yesterday was not great. I did okay on the team prop page, but the individual hitter props, I had some of the right reads, but maybe the wrong players. When I talked about the honorable mentions seemed to all hit, but then the highlighted player did not. So let's get into today. The first thing I want to talk about are some hitter props. So first thing is Pete Alonso. Like, this isn't me giving you some great insight. Like, maybe one of the hottest hitters, maybe the hottest hitter. In fact, both the first two guys. The odd thing for St. Louis tonight is we're starting an unknown lefty rookie, we think. I waited to try to do this video because these first two games both had a lot of intrigue to me. I forget this kid's name. It's an odd name too. But it's a lefty rookie that apparently has some good stuff. But it's still lefty versus righty. It's still Pete Alonso. And here's the thing. Even if this rookie performs well, you know how this works. This kid's pitching 4 or 5 innings at most. And then you go to one of the bullpens that has no clue what they're doing right now. Our bullpen is an utter disarray. So at some point, give me Pete Alonso to rock something. Again, it's in Busch. The wind's actually against righties today, so I'm just kind of sticking with total bases, but I've said that 2 days in a row, I think, and he's hit home runs 2 days in a row. Speaking of being off a train I should have been on, I was on the Devers train earlier this year. I hate games in Frisco. I absolutely hate games in Frisco at night. The stupid thing is the wind was blowing out so hard. I don't know why I overlooked that. And the one of them was a day game. So shame on me. I do think it's important to note, though, it's back to a night game. The wind is not nearly as strong and it's cold and it's in that ballpark. So, you know, if Devers hits another home run tonight, hey, look, shame on me there. But Devers is seeing the ball great. We've got the next slide. I'm going to show you some games that I definitely like offense. I mean, Cabrera against Rupp. I mean, these are not good pitchers. So there's going to be some offense this game. And so let's go with the hottest guy seeing the ball great right now as our highlight player from that game. Luis Garcia Jr. He has been kind of a mixed bag. New York Yankees as a whole has been a mixed bag offensively. But I do like New York today, and I do like Luis Garcia. He matches up well against Wisniewski. It is kind of cold, but the wind is at least going, or I guess the wind isn't helping him there either. So again, we don't have great. It's cold and it's right to left. He's a lefty going against a righty, but seeing the ball well, it's a good matchup. I do think he's going to cause a little noise here. So again, I'm not going with crazy power here, but I'm going HR. All right, now the crazy game. Colorado, Washington's our first game of the day. It's high temps. It's wind 9-10 miles an hour to right field. Both right-handed pitchers. I mean, this is again a left-hand batter dream game. This could be absolutely nuclear. The weird thing is Colorado decides to sit Moniak and sit Goodman. I think they both come in at some point in that game. And so the problem you've got with this game right now is you look at this, it's an odd lineup and there's just a lot of oddness going on. Washington has kind of checked out in some ways. Abrams, like, you give me normal Abrams batting cleanup against Gabriel Hughes. Like, I'm betting that all day long. Now, he did have a decent game the other day, but then I don't know what to say. So here's all I can tell you about this game. I'm probably going to play pretty strong. There's there's still another element. Not only are there winds out, but there's a little bit of like spotty showers, but then they're thinking as the day goes on, it's actually like severe weather in that area, not just storms, like literally severe weather. So this could be like one of these things where it's like, Bill Murray's, we're having this great offensive game and we're wanting it to keep playing. But all of a sudden there's this monsoon, I can't even think of the movie. Oh my gosh. You know what I'm talking about, the golf movie. Like that's the vision I'm having. Like us as bettors are like, keep playing because they're talking about crazy gusty winds, crazy conditions. but it's later. So there's so much weirdness with this game. I think there's going to be a ton of offense. And if we're going to talk about next slide, but I think you got to look at a lot of Colorado batters. So what did I pick for the slide? Well, again, like when all else fails, let's go with Jake McCarthy. The kid has been getting a ton of singles lately. Jake Irvin, these are two terrible pitchers. Let's be clear. We've got two terrible pitchers, two bad bullpens, right? So this is just a hitter's dream. And again, the ballpark plays perfect for left-handed power. So, switch hitters right off the bat, like I'm not going to keep going online. I just want you to look at the game. And I think it's one of those games like I could absolutely overbet this game to my own detriment, especially if they call the game after 7 innings. So that's all I can tell you is like there's a lot to like, but then it's also a little weird because even though Goodman's a righty, he came back off the DL, and in his first 2 games back, he's hit home run. And again, terrible pitcher. The Moniak one really has me confused because I just think Moniak versus Irvin's like a dream matchup here. But anyway, Lyle could do damage today. He sucked on me yesterday, so I hate to go back to that. Abrams and Lyle, probably the 2 guys I pick out the most on the Washington side. And then on the Colorado side, we've got McCarthy doing damage. Carrick did well yesterday. He's batting second. They got Castro. I don't think he gets pulled. He's a switch hitter, and he's seeing the ball pretty well. So I like Castro. Rumfield batting cleanup. Norby's been hot. You got him batting fifth. It's a weird lineup. I think you see Goodman and Moniak replace some of these guys. So that's also why I'm a little nervous. But if I were to pick anything, I mean, look, Colorado seems to still be motivated to play baseball at least. And they crushed him yesterday. So anyway, I'm putting the most easy prop I have, the leadoff hitter to get a single. He's done it a bunch. And so that's kind of the cop out easy, like just one thing to point out that actually has a little bit of EV also. Last but not least, another game with a lot of offense. We just talked about it. 2 terrible pitchers, Devers, Marino. There's going to be offense on both sides. Marino took a day off yesterday. He's going to be rested. He had been crushing the ball. I like him for HR. I like him for bases. I like him for RBI. So there's my top 5 hitter props. Again, with the focus on what is going to happen this first game. I can't wait to watch this and actually see this. So here we go. Now we talk about some team matchups. First of all, the most conservative one I like, and I didn't put it on here, maybe because I don't like doing things that easy, but the line is not that nuked. So the Yankees did not make the list, but the line right now is still playable. You've got Garrett Cole going against Houston. Houston's kind of been on and off. Wisniewski's definitely hittable. The lefties, Urias and Garcia combo package, both did damage yesterday. If you get those 2 hot again, I picked Garcia between the 2. Give me the Yankees on that money line. So that right off the bat is now here. Now, what are we talking about Colorado versus Washington? Again, we're avoiding putting actual statistics on here, which makes our slides a little confusing. But I do think that the run line, right off the bat, I had a boost on FanDuel. I had the run line down to 8.5. It hadn't been nuked too bad yet, and I boosted that. Then I went with even a 9. Now it's moved to 9.5, and I still think you're good to look at that. So there again, it could be an absolute nuclear spot. Like it's one of those again, like who actually replaces who? You go from bad starters to worse bullpens, right? I do at the bottom. What's happened is since the lineup came out, since this lineup has come out, the money has very much like sharp money has put all this money on Washington. And I'm sorry, I don't get it. So I actually just like for just the sake of value, Colorado's like a pretty big plus money play now. And I'm sorry, just because those guys aren't starting the game, do they come in? I think so. And again, I'm looking at this Colorado lineup, and even though it's a little odd, Castro's normally not your 3rd hitter, Norby's not normally your 5th hitter. These 2 guys are seeing the ball great. So I'm not discounting that they don't do damage this game. So give me Colorado with big plus money. Hell yeah. Baltimore versus St. Louis. Like, look, St. Louis is in total disarray. This is actually again, and again, I'm going to talk to my partner. We got to figure out a way to at least make it clear what we're trying to promote here. And what I'm actually promoting on this one is 8. The total runs are 8. When I see 8 is my favorite. When I think there's offense to be had and I see an 8, I love that over because it's a very common tie game. I see 4-4 is a very common score in Major League Baseball. So if it's 4-4, guess what has to happen? We got to keep playing baseball. So over 8 on that one on the run line. San Francisco versus Arizona, guess what that run line is? 8. And again, hittable pitchers. I don't care if it's a shitty ballpark. I think there's just going to be traffic. So we don't need to see home runs here. I think we're going to see enough traffic just because these guys both give up a ton of hits. The last one, I already talked about Colorado at the bottom. KC, Noah Cameron has decided that he's becoming like KC's new ace. I don't know. So this one is a little bit of a recent form play. Noah Cameron pitching great. Spencer Arrighetti pitching poorly. Spencer Arrighetti started out the year incredible. Everyone said his metrics were like, this is that whole classic, like the advanced metrics show this guy is going to be hit. He's a right-handed batter. Caglione is back in the lineup. I could see Cags doing some damage tonight. I could see Witt doing some damage. Overall, I think give me KC. And again, I put those on the board because KC was at even or very close, like very good EV on that one. Colorado, again, a plus money play. You want to go with the safe play, go with the Yankees. Folks, let's have some fun. Watch this first game. I mean, I think it could be funny. Let's see. Who knows? The weather could screw the whole thing up. All right.